Flat Earth British, a subscriber channel, Lee speaking. So yeah, this is going to be part 2. I mean, what can I say? What can I say? You know, for about a year, watching many of New Earth, New Earth, the Sylvia, her channel, I have gone through hours and hours and hours of her stuff, and it's very difficult to listen to. And but I think she's worse than I. So I understand I'm not the most eloquent speaking commentators of all, but I mean, if I can get through New Earth's channel, yeah, and glean, all of the good information, all the juice out of it, surely you can do the same with me, yeah. So I've had a few complaints about my phonetics, etc. If I can get through something that's difficult, surely you can. And why not? Why not that a treasure can be clothed in something that looks like it's nothing, if you see what I mean? So yeah, I mean, stick with me, guys. Stick with me, and with Martin Leaker, because that's what this channel's about. At the end of the day, that's why it's here. That's why I do what I do. If you in fact, if you go to my YouTube channel, which is Flat Earth British subscriber to Flat Earth British, yeah. So I'm not Martin Leaker, I'm Lee, but I'm the sub, and I help out. And if you go to the oldest, see that oldest video, I'm here, and that was like a year ago and something, yeah. And I made the declaration that this channel was going to be for Flat Earth British, Martin Leaker, yeah. So that's what I'm all about. That's why this channel exists. That's why I say similar things to Martin, and I've kind of been accused of copying Martin, pretending to be Martin, just my integrity has been called into question, and that's not fair. That's not fair, because in truth, I'm just here for Martin, and I'm just one of his voices, just one. There's a Flat Earth British think tank, yeah, and we're all involved together, and we're all kind of like that voice, in a sense. You got all this stuff about who said what first, who's the instigator, who's the whatever. It's irrelevant, guys. It's irrelevant, ladies, because it's all for one purpose, Flat Earth British, and to take on everything that sort of Martin has said in the past, all of his discoveries, and to expand on it, because it's a journey. It's a journey into finding out who are we really. And although there's quite a lot of people, truthers, who don't really like history, and for obvious reasons, the greater issue, the higher principle, is this: that a person is defined by their history. That's true. They are. Yeah. If you just think about the whole racism agenda, proud to be white, proud to be black. What is the basis of pride based on? History. So if you control the history, you control the person in the present time and in the future. And of course, I'm speaking in terms of eons, decades, hundreds, or perhaps even 1,000 years. Yeah, I'm not speaking in those kind of terms, but let's go a little bit further, a little more intricate into that. And if you can go back a week in one person's life and manipulate it, so you've controlled their history from a week ago, yeah, then you can control that person almost immediately, because their immediate history would be under your control. So there is that element that exists as well. It's not something that's spoken about, but it's as real, because if you can create a fake history, yeah, in the past of such a huge scale, then really when it comes down to individuals and manipulating their history, which could be anything obviously between 10 to 60 years, then you've got the ultimate control. And I've given it some thought about how could you get out of that kind of a hole, where the ultimate control over a person is through their history. It's not through science, it's not through science fiction, it's not through machines, it's not through AI. No. I mean, any one of those could be, a catalyst or a via for them controlling people individually with a short period of time. And it would be easy compared to the huge scale of all history that's been manipulated. Yeah, so I just wanted to say that because I felt it was important. So back to the big scale deception. Now, I think I said in the last vlog that a lot of these pictures are from Gallica.fr, which is a French government site, and from 2013, that's when the bulk of all of the I'll just show you. I'll show you anyway, because why take my word for it when you can look for yourself? Let's go here, for example. Bear with me. So I'll just copy that. I'm going to research it, and you're going to find the year 2013. This is just one example. Go away. What's it called? Really? Don't tell me it's not on there anymore. Oh. Hold on. Sorry. The longer I procrastinate, the longer the vlog goes on. So, you won't be bored with nothing to watch on YouTube. So, yeah, I'm going to go to information. So this is the time frame, 1483 to 1520. But if I go all the way to the bottom, date of online availability, 5th to 25th of February, March, April, May 2013. And a lot, if not all, you will find all of these are going to be the same year. This one was a year before. Yeah, so just so you know, yeah, so stuff of that, which is quite a large bulk of what Martin has looked into and brought to us. He brought this to us. It was Martin that brought up all of the stuff on Gallagher. It was him. It was, and even Captain Kirk. Captain Kirk. He heavily. Let's like Captain Kirk. Captain Kirk as well. Heavy on Gallagher. Heavy on Gallagher as well. Yeah. And his first post was 2 years ago, and it looks like he was one of the Sky Watchers. There's quite a lot of those on YouTube at the moment, under the name of Truthers on Flat Earth. They'd like to look at the sky, looking for signs, etc., etc. So he kind of like started that about 2 years ago. And he's going into level water. So then, a year ago, it looks like he was becoming a flat earther. And still some more sky watching going on, etc. And then, obviously NASA flat Earth, because you can't look into flat Earth and entertain it without also having to look into NASA, obviously, because that's the religion of space, globalism. So still a year ago. Oh, that looks like a Gallagher there. No, it's not. It's archived. So not quite yet. Flat Earth. Okay, so he's come out of the cupboard. He's come out of the box at this point. A year ago he's declared it for. Oh no, there's another one there. Oh, what's that? No, hold on. I've got to watch this. Hold on. What? Again. Right. Oh, wow. Wow. Did you see that? Did you just see that? Now, of course, this isn't a flat Earth map. Yeah, obviously it's not a flat Earth map. But it's titled Flat Earth Drain. Right. Now, if you go to Martin Leaker's site, not his last vlog, but the vlog before, he was talking about the Phoenicians in history, and others reporting on them. And they, in that particular book, it said that Italy was underwater, and so was America was underwater at that point. And it was the Phoenicians, who were master engineers, it was those that through, Antiquitech and everything else, had managed to raise up Italy and raise up America from beneath the sea. And I've been looking into that a lot this last week, and looking at the lie of the land. And I do see it's possible. It's definitely a possibility, especially when Arab fake island. Could be that. Yeah, here we go. Palm Island. Right, so Palm Island. Sound. I think this is how they made it. One moment. Yeah, this is it. Yeah. So this is an explanation of how they created that I think it's Saudi Arabia. Just let me get to what I'm talking about. Yeah, you know, this is kind of like in the last 10 years, I think, in the last 10 years. And, you know, it's a simple set of barges, you know, and they're loaded with hardcore, rock, everything else. And basically, they're just dumping it into the sea to create a border. Yeah. No, not a border, but a platform on which to build upon. On which to build upon. It's really bad quality, actually. Build upon all of the houses, etc. And this is, hold on. This is it complete. You can look at this on Google Earth. Right, sorry, I need to pause a moment. Yeah, I'm back. Sorry about that. So, yeah, so as you can see, even today, and obviously, we're not as, when it comes to technology, we're not as advanced as our ancestors or our non-ancestors, i.e. the Phoenicians. We're clearly not. Clearly not. I mean, this is epic, you know, but it's not as epic as anything in the past, and clearly. But the principle, and this is just reverse technology or cargo cult, whatever you want to call it, they're just copying what's been done in the past. I mean, I really don't think the Phoenicians are around in the world today building stuff like this. Yeah, maybe the 1800s, yeah, you know, definitely. Even into the early 1900s before the First World War. You know, they were definitely around, and they were just replicating stuff that they'd done in the past, you know, before the last reset, or if you believe in Noah's flood, what they were doing before Noah's flood. You know, it's one and the same thing. Just go to Baalbek. But you know, this principle of creating land out of the sea, it's really not that difficult. Now, let's just say, I mean, taking Italy as an example, let's get the picture up. It's a, yeah, you know, whatever. Oh gosh, right, I really need to spell that properly. Italy. Oh, really? Italy. No doubt. No, I mean, I'm not going to look into it right now because at the moment I've just gone off on a tangent, which is not what I'm supposed to be doing. But I'm pretty sure if there's going to be any kind of like volcanoes in this region, they're going to be somewhere around the shoreline. Okay, they're going to be somewhere around here, and or even star forts as well. They tend to go quite near the sea as well. They seem to have some part to do with it. So the records show that only Italy was under water in the last 200 to 400 years, and it's been raised up since. Okay, same with America, and you know, going back to I've lost it. No, I've gone. Sort of going back to that, I think Saudi Arabia, where they're building an artificial island. Well, you know, there is another way. You know, perhaps that you could raise something up, and that would be to, you know, with ships, be dropping chalk and flint, yeah, all around the peripheral of the area that you want. Yeah. And like for example, if I say cliffs, yeah, like Dover Cliffs. That's not a great example. Let's go to the Flat Earth British think tank photo dump. This one's put something in there recently. I'm going to be looking for a coastal region where it's elevated. Sorry about this. I remember uploading it quite a while back. Yeah, if I don't find it, because I'm not going to do it for too long, you've kind of got this kind of angle. Yeah, it's not horizontal, obviously, but around the coasts, around the coasts, and probably Italy as well. Yeah, you've got that angle. So if this was the ocean, and if this was like the bottom of an ocean, and excuse me. And this was just the ocean itself, and you're a ship up here, yeah, just constantly dropping, hardcore, chalk, whatever, yeah, you can build up a wall, like a dam, to stop all of the sea from covering. Yeah, it's possible. Hurry up. Let's just see if I can find. Oh, there we are. That's exactly what I wanted. So that's what I'm talking about. Yeah. So you're digging out. Literally. I mean, if this was like ground level or the sea floor, you've created a barrier, a wall. Yeah. And then, quite simply, from that point onwards, through great ingenuity, you literally either pump out all of the water, because now you've got a barrier all around the coast. You pump. No, it doesn't work. Yeah, you pump out all of the water, or what you can also do, because if you can even raise up the interior as well just a little bit. I mean, you're only going to need a meter above sea level. If you create water courses, lakes, rivers, high points, low points, eventually you can drain off the entire land mass. All you need to do is to have this area just a little bit higher, yeah, than sea level. That's all you need. And if you've got a wall as well, all the better. And then basically you can just get all of the water coming off of the land back into the sea. Back into the sea. Go back. Is it back? No, it's gone. Yeah. So I kind of been looking into that. When it comes to say like the Grand Canyon in America, I mean, it seems large, but it's not actually. When you look at all of America, it's not that great an area. But there's an awful lot of rock. There's an awful lot of quarrying's been going there, and I'm thinking, as an example, you could get all of that stuff. I mean, it's quite clear where the original land level was, and then how further down they quarried, and how much volume of stuff they've taken. Yeah, and so if it came to a place like Italy, like for example, all of that stuff that you've excavated out of the Grand Canyon to create a wall or to create a higher land through simply just dropping this stuff on the surface of an ocean, just dropping it down in a particular area, And as you may or may not know, at the bottom of an ocean, there's no current. There's no current. There's no water movement. It's not moving. It's only as you get higher and higher and higher that the currents sea comes into effect. But the deeper you are, the less currency there is. Not a problem. Not a problem. And even from the point of what Martin has been saying recently, submarine. I mean, we all know about ballast in a submarine. When it's under the water, and if it wants to ascend quickly through buoyancy, it will drop all of its ballast, all of its heavy stuff out the bottom, and then it will go up faster. So there's no reason why, if that technology has existed even in the past, that the Phoenicians could have had submarines quite easily, and with the same principle of releasing ballast, simply just released hardcore, chalk, everything, sand, you name it, at these strategic places, to create. I was showing you earlier with Saudi Arabia, that was a false island, but a false island, yes, but then and then they cover it all up. They get the land mass, say, a metre above sea level, and then they carve all of their crevices to drain off all of the water, and then begins the excavation, and they dig, for example, they dig Rome out of the stuff that they dumped on top. And it's the same in America. That's what you're looking at. So they've drained the place, and then they've dug the places out, according to their economic agenda. And if you go to Captain Kirk, it's fascinating. I was watching it last night, or was it this morning? All roads lead to Rome. And you'll clearly see. Let me just. I mean, there's an awful lot of images, but I was clearly seeing exactly what I've just been saying. This whole place has been under the water, under the sea, and then lots of sediment, everything, anything has been put on top. So this can be drained off. And then it will come down so far. Just go back again. It's going to come down so far, but then that's when you start used to. You need to implement water courses. You need to create chasms. You need to create valleys. You need to drain off everything else, and this is what's left. This is what's left afterwards. And these clearly, these pictures are when it was finally drained, and then they've come on site. And they're looking about, right, okay, what are we going to do now? How are we going to make this into a false history so that we can control humanity. So they think, oh yeah, Roman Empire, Greek Empire, Medo-Persian Empire, and everything else empire. But this is reality. This is photographic evidence, put before ignorant people. So it's hidden in plain sight. So that's what's going on. And it's exactly the same with America. Exactly the same. And if you go to... Am I still on? If you go to John Levi, he specifically... Come on. He specifically picks out America and it being dug out. And a group of people supposed to be immigrants just seem to have no idea what to do. They're out of context. They just seem completely alien to the environment. And this is the channel. If you want specifically to go into the whole America thing, I don't know of a site that does the same with Italy. I don't know. But yes, the method, the engineering, the knowledge of the sea, the knowledge of the water, it's only going to be one race of entities, and that's going to be the Phoenicians. And it's them that brought Italy out. And clearly, when you look at the architecture of Rome, you can see it's all Phoenician completely. So for some reason, this was an important hub in their past, previous to the reset, and they wanted it back for whatever reason. But anyway, so I just completely went off on one there because I saw this vlog of Captain. So previous to a world catastrophe, it's one land mass, or it's one seabed. But today we find ourselves in this situation. And so there's a lot of land that's clearly hidden. I mean, again, this isn't the proper flat of. This is based on the globe, which is bollocks. Or Bale locks. This is the world that we think that we live in today. It's all completely normal, and for the world to be 70% water and there to be ice, different places. But this is engineered. It's engineered this way. Okay, the only reason that this land is above this water is because of the Phoenicians, and they only wanted some parts to be above water, according to their economics, what they're doing, their agenda, their plan. They don't want it too big because they'll lose control. So that's all we've got. But in the past, it was like this. And one part that is missing from this vlog is when this was all completely water, or maybe just perhaps the Middle East was the only part there, perhaps. But their ingenuity and what they've done is that they've raised all this up, and it is possible. It's possible to do that. So I'm going to go back to what I'm supposed to be doing.